Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy up in the place. The four black guys in the house. What's happening? How y'all doing tonight, man? It's exciting once again to be here with you. Everybody, please do me a favor and put your fours up. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Trying to see what kind of stuff you on tonight. That's all.
What you talking about, man?
And can I get that and still be legal?
Right.
But I want to know. Can I get some of that and still be legal?
Oh, man. It's a wonderful night. We got Brenda in the house with us already. What's up, Miss Brenda? How you doing? How you doing? So, guys, if you're watching tonight, I want you to do me a favor, all right? I want you to do a few things for me. If you're watching on Facebook, go to the Four Black Guys page. If you're not already on there, hit a like and hit a share tonight because we're going to talk about relationships and marriage. You want to get your significant other or your other. I hope it's not like that, though, but hey, it's like that for some folks. But get your significant other. Y'all get together. Y'all put the kids away.
In other words, get whoever you're sleeping with.
Oh, see, I didn't say that, right? See, but some folks are sleeping more than. But anyway, make sure you get your significant other and the person put the kids away because this is not for them to listen to.
Whoever you're doing the wild mambo with.
Anyway, but tonight, hit your favorite, hit like, hit share. If you're on YouTube, guys, we want you to hit subscribe. We want you to hit the notification bell. Do one of these numbers, pow, pow, pow. Hit them with 2 biscuits, you know what I'm saying, and a couple pieces of chicken. So you know when we are live and on the air. We want
to get whoever you playing goody gumdrops with.
I've never heard goody gumdrops.
Yeah, goody gumdrops.
Is that like the same as knocking the boots?
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah. Good loving body rocking, knocking boots on that night.
See, I knew I was gonna get somebody.
So can I have whatever Steve is on?
No, man. I'm having a great time. I don't know about y'all, man. Today was a pretty good day. It was a pretty good weekend. My boy's birthday was today. My boy turned 11 today, y'all. So if y'all don't mind, throw up some happy birthday shout outs to my son. He turned 11. He the one. He made. But anyway,
happy birthday, Kingston. Happy birthday, boy.
HBD, young man. HBD.
Toast to you, brother.
Yeah, toast to you. Hold on.
Toast to my son. Your devil liquid, sir.
Toast to you, Kingston.
Come on, now you don't give my boy trash.
Toast to you, Kingston.
Don't give my son trash, man. That's
love
trash.
Joy. Toast to you, love Joy. Toast to you, love Joy.
Trash.
I almost just cussed that. I just looked up and saw what you had in your hand, by the way. So you're sinning, son. You're sinning. You need to repent from your evil ways.
I got 10 of them in front of me. I can eat 10 and that'll be it.
Ew. Garbage in, garbage out. Brenda, if there's no significant other, baby, we're gonna be able to help you on today's show. Nice folks. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. thank you, guys.
I'm trying to log in onto another one, guys. So
another one, what? Bites the duh?
No, I'm trying to log into an iPad.
Okay. Don't hurt yourself, old fella.
Say it again. Say it again, Steve.
I said, don't hurt yourself, old fella. All right, guys. We're going to go through it. Hey, James Fred, how was your weekend, dude? So we can get this show popping, man. We got guests in the wings waiting.
Yes, this is Flora. Did you do it? Did you get that message I sent you?
I did.
Okay.
He got him a new camera. Jesse gonna have something to say about that, I'm sure.
Jesse, I mean, that boy's proud. He put it on Facebook.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's start with James. James, how was your weekend? Because you got
bro. My weekend was wonderful. Wonderful. Got a new toy. Been up since 4 o'clock this morning messing with it. Man. Y'all just wait. We got some content coming, baby. I'm finna go holler at Steve Spielberg real quick. And me and him gonna link up.
I wouldn't advise yelling at a rich white man like that.
Why not? I don't care nothing about him being rich. We got some movies to make. I'm gonna holler at him, and I'm gonna go holler at that Negro over there in Atlanta doing all that work. See if I can't get him to
So now why you gotta be that Negro? You mentioned
Why he gotta be
he was
Negro?
Spielberg's name, but he gotta be that Negro over in Atlanta. See,
that Negro over there.
That's the wrong with that's never mind. That's that stuff right there, dog.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, excuse me.
It really is.
The man in the dress.
Hey, man.
See, I didn't even say that.
What y'all not finna do is disrespect my deal. That's what y'all not fixing to do today.
Muddy is not a real person.
Muddy is a real person. My grandma, we call my grandma Muddy.
Nah, Muddy the character. Muddy is not the character is not a real person.
Muddy is a real person because that character very closely mimics my grandma. I lie to you now. I mean, very closely.
Complete with the cigarette and pistol.
Very closely mimics my grandma. I like if I can find a picture, I'll show it to you. I think it's a game.
All right, Mario. How was your week, sir? Week and weekend?
Hey man, it was good. It was good till the day I got some news that I'll tell y'all off air.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But other than that, it was a pretty week went fast, man.
All right.
Week went fast.
I hope we can get all these people on tonight. Good Lord.
Really?
Yeah. We'll see.
We got that many people waiting in the week.
Lovejoy.
Yes, sir.
What did you buy and sell this week?
Whoa. I wasn't ready for that one, Steve.
Come on, man. You know you got to be ready on this show. You know you got to be ready on this show.
You got to be on your toes, man.
I have a new car for me personally to get out Big Bend.
What kind of car?
Big Bend. It's a 2012 Nissan Altima.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but give us the story on Big Ben.
Yeah, what's going on with Big Ben?
Well, it's going to cost $35,000 for the repairs.
35
to get Big Ben 1,000 to get Big Ben fixed. Just the quarter panel. What? Why you think
I think I need to join it. That's
I'm with you. Go ahead, Lovejoy.
Okay. So they because there's no place in Alabama that fix Bentleys, it has to be shipped off to either Georgia or Nashville. Yeah. And so then that's an additional expense to transport a Bentley to another state. So
bless you.
That's the store in Big Bend. Then I thought about it. Big Ben has to be filled up every 4 days because it only gets 13 miles per gallon. Didn't know it.
It's got a V12.
It's got V12.
Right. I mean, it can't do nothing but go to the gas station really fast.
Hey, Jay, that's not the size of it, really. Right. That's not the size of it. Just go to the gas station really fast.
Really fast, yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
So yeah, that's I need to get out of it and not drive it. But they can't, it's gonna take too much to repair it. So
jeez.
Okay, attention for Black Guys listeners.
Yes.
He is going to repair a car that some people don't make in a year. Okay? I just want y'all to grasp that for a minute. I want y'all to grasp that. Okay?
That's another car. That's another car.
It costs more than most people make in a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's just the quarter panel of the car. We ain't talking about no engine work. We ain't talking about no transmission.
No.
But check this
out. We talking about body work.
The repair itself costs more than some people make in a year.
But check this out. That's the kind of quality people we have on this show. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. We have millionaires on this show.
Right.
That's why you need to watch us. That's why you need to watch the show.
So when we talking about money, y'all.
Right.
When we talking about money, We got people on here that know what they're talking about.
Right.
So
Right.
y'all need to be listening.
Right. Stop watching that other trash and watch this.
Yeah.
This is way better, except for with candy corn in it.
What?
Candy
What?
corn, yeah.
How dare you? It's candy corn season. How dare you? I have eaten my 10 pieces. That's it for the next 2 days.
Okay.
Trying to keep my sugar intact.
All right. All right.
My sugar was good. I went
Now,
to the
hey,
doctor.
Erica,
My A1C is
take the
awesome.
bag, Erica, and throw it in the trash.
Right.
Hey man, you already on here doing a marriage show. Don't be trying to break up my home so you can get business out of me.
Hey,
How
man,
about that?
I apologize. Hey, that's a thought, though, Mario. That's a good thought, though.
Man.
That's a good thought. Hey, but
All
let me
right,
just say
guys.
this real quick.
Go ahead, man.
Aside from Big Ben, let me just say this real quick. Some of y'all saw my post that I went to a Korean barbecue place. So Tashara and I went so we could discuss business and taking the business to the next level. Thinking that I thought one of my clients recommended the place. I thought that you're just gonna get there and we're gonna have some good Korean barbecue. And I sat down at the table. Tashara went to the bathroom, and I was like, okay, so what is this little thing in front of us for? And with a mask on, he started talking, and I couldn't understand it. So I just said, okay, I'll wait till Tashara get here. And pretty much we had to cook our own damn food. So I said, okay, so let me understand this. I'm paying you to cook my own food.
Right.
Don't make sense to me.
That's
Don't
ridiculous.
make sense to me.
Right.
I don't understand
And then I
that
said,
concept at all.
hey man, and to the tune of $62.
Woo, for 2
I'm
people?
paying you huh?
Just for 2 people?
For 2 people, yeah. Yeah. And if whatever you order, you have to stay in that category. So if you order chicken, you have to stay in the category of chicken. You can't order like the beef brisket, nothing like that. You have to the other person has to order chicken too as well.
What?
Cross-contamination.
Yeah,
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Cross-contamination. So
There you go.
even though they do it all the time. So
Erica says she loves candy corn also. She's wondering why she just not seeing it.
So my thing is you literally paid to do something you could have stayed at the house and did.
James, when Tashara get on, say that again. Because that's exactly what I could have cooked me.
If I wanted to cook.
cheaper than this.
Right.
Mike? Wow.
So needless to say, I was extremely pissed. I have to admit that I complained a little bit. So and I told you I wasn't gonna complain.
No, I think that deserves a complaint when they set down food in front of you and say, here go the tongs, cook it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
for $62.
Edwina wants to know the name of the restaurant.
It's called Stone Age Korean Barbecue. Stone Age Korean Barbecue.
Stone Age Korean barbecue.
Yeah, Stone Age for real. If you got
For real, right?
You gotta cook it yourself.
Your meat, buddy.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. My bad.
A mess. All right, guys. We got to move forward with
How
the
was
show.
yours?
Steve.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How was your weekend?
How was your week, Steve?
My weekend was great, man. I had a great weekend. Spent some time with the fam. Hung out with the boy. Yeah, my week was good, man. I really have zero complaints, man. I really do. I got a blessed family. You hear me, bro? A blessed family. Some folks, man, they are going through it, and I don't have that with my kids right now. There might be a day we'll have to strangle one of them, but today is not that day. So I'm just grateful.
Good.
What's that statement I made to you this week? You were telling me about something, and I said, "Yeah, you going through it at 50."
Yeah.
I said you going through what I went through in my at 30.
You're 30. Yeah, I'm going through.
Right.
Yeah, I've always been on the late bus to things, but hey, it's a blessing at all.
Hey.
Blessing out.
Woo.
Name said, all right, guys, are we ready to move forward with this thing? We're gonna see if we can get all these people on tonight. We got the wonderful author, co-author, Mr. Shara TJ in the house. And check this out, guys. We're gonna have significant others on tonight talking about relationships and marriage.
It's gonna be fun.
This is the show that you don't want to miss tonight.
Let it be known that if any divorces come out of this, it's Tashara and Lovejoy's fault.
No. We're gonna give you
Say that
two.
one more time.
They do things to save your marriage, man.
Remember we were told the book can either save your marriage or kill it.
You know if your stuff is in trouble.
Like the book can do one or two things. So
it
really can.
So look, I want y'all to get somebody. See, that's my baby right there. She said she keeping her man.
Nothing but garbage.
So basically, she's saying, "Yeah, that's mine. I'm gonna stick beside him."
Yeah. Or what she's saying is he's a step up from garbage.
I mean, either way,
I'm the Hershey bar.
That's mine.
To the candy corn. That's what she said.
You the Hershey bar to what?
To the candy corn.
Really?
All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to introduce TJ. I'm going to bring her on, and then we shall see what happens with the following. But up next, y'all give a big shout out, a big hand to the co-author with the author, the other co-author, Lovejoy. Y'all give it up, and then they're gonna mention their book. Y'all give it up for Miss TJ. Come on, y'all! Yay! Oh, he doing the church clap.
Yeah, man.
What's up, TJ?
Before we start, can we go back to the restaurant conversation?
No, ma'am.
Yes, let's go there.
No, ma'am.
He knew before we went that you had to cook the food.
No, I did not. Don't tell that.
Did.
Don't tell that. Don't tell that.
He knew, and he wanted to act shocked when we get there.
But
Tashara, if I knew that,
it's still a place where you got to cook your own food.
You complained, but you knew before we got there.
No, I did not. I heard our clients said that they went there. I heard her say what kind of experience it was. I said, I want to go there. Let's look at the menu. I did not hear the part where she said we was going to have to cook our own food. Which by the way, fellas, if you on a first date, I do not recommend that place. That's going to be very awkward if that girl don't know how to cook.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
No, I recommend that place because you know what you're getting at that point.
Okay, that's another way to look at it.
That's how you look at It's center. If she look at the grill and like, what I'm supposed to do? Run. That means she can't do nothing for your belly.
Okay.
She can order. She can DoorDash.
See, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. That's what you get DoorDashing.
Where'd Steve go?
I don't know.
Steve?
I'm back.
Hey.
I'm back.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Lovejoy, TJ, tell us the name of the book. Tell us kind of what you're going to go through a little bit on tonight. Like I said, if you're watching this show, guys, y'all share this out with somebody because I believe you're going to get some great tips on tonight about your relationships and about marriage. Go get your significant other. Let me give you this other warning. Put the kids out the room because Lovejoy will say anything.
Yes.
Anything is liable to come out his mouth tonight. And it's probably not going to be kid friendly.
Yes.
So you got your warning. Get your significant other or get them on the or share it with them on.
Go put Peppa Pig or something on for them so they can go right Peppa Pig and all them folks. You know what I'm saying?
Peppa Pig.
But I want you to share this
Peppa Pig, sir.
Peppa Pig, you're right. I want you to share this tonight, guys, so that people can get the information out because we're about getting information out here for Black guys. All right, I want to say, hey, what's up to Mike? What's going on, bro? Good to see you. Michelle, we just lost Lovejoy, one of the authors of the book. So TJ, what's the name of the book? And tell us about the course and go.
The book is called He Said, She Said, and we use the acronym KIND, and we teach you how to use a certain type of communication in relationships. So with the book, we like to go through the book with the couples, and so we ask you to come at least 6 to 8 weeks to go through the book. The book is in steps. So if you're going through the book and you're on a certain step and you don't complete the homework, then you stay on that step until you master, well, not master, but until you complete that step.
Awesome.
Okay.
And you said it takes 8 weeks?
6 to 8.
Yeah, that's a long time, Tashara. I don't know about okay.
James,
If
how
you
long
want your relationship to work.
I mean, dog.
I'm just saying, man, a long time. Okay, all right. Okay, continue.
See, that's the problem right there.
Right there.
So
That's too much work.
This is what the book looks like, guys. I'm gonna do an overlay of it. So this is the name. Look at the book. He said, she said, a workbook using kind, and they're going to communication in relationships. And so we're going to go through some of this tonight, right, guys? We're not going to go through the whole book because you got to get your own. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But we are going to share some of it tonight. They are, and we appreciate them for coming on tonight because we want to help our relationships. Because we know some of y'all out there struggling, some of y'all out there struggling and straining. All right, so now I'm going to try to bring on another author.
If y'all get y'all some candy corn, y'all won't be struggling this whole.
Yeah, you will. All y'all have diabetes. All right, so now I'm gonna bring on another author. My beautiful wife, Miss Tanya. Let's see if we can get her on. And she's my co-host. Oh, she fine.
Hola.
Oh, she still got the Cancun going on.
I'm finna say she's still in Mexico.
I'm still in
Hola, mi amor.
How y'all liking my setup? I got a new setup I'm working on. Is it coming across good? Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you.
So it looks like we're getting started already.
Yeah, I see with the nonsense. Yeah, okay.
So Jesse, I'm coming to you.
I can't see the comments, guys. I can't see the comments. I
Okay,
just tried to
so,
read them. So
yeah.
y'all have to tell me what's happening.
Okay, so Jesse Marche said, think of 6 to 8 weeks as if a camera will be acquired at the end of it. So shots fired.
Ooh.
Take up.
I don't wait that long for a camera.
All right.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay,
Candy.
so let me jump in right here and say this is the typical kind of tone we get when a couple comes to see us. And when we recommend the book, the first part of the book is you have to sign a covenant agreement. It is then signed by both parties, and then Tashara and I sign it. And we're saying that we are committed to walking this journey with you as long as you're willing to walk it yourself. You have to be willing to put the time and the effort in it. And the reason we sell. Okay.
Is there like an express version?
See,
like,
right there.
Like
no,
like the 2 to 4 week mark, maybe.
No, because James, honestly, it took you a minute to get in the situation that you're in.
Okay.
And we do not rush the process because we want you to learn from it. There were some things, obviously, that has happened. The reason you're in the situation that you're in a relationship. And I'm not talking about you per se. I'm just saying, with couples, things happen over time. It's the lack thereof of communication. And we have to learn now how to talk to each other, verbalize our feelings, and leave ego and pride at the door if we're going to get somewhere.
Wow. All right. All right. See, this is the problem with James. He be rushing into stuff. I ain't even finished my intros yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think this is the problem. I think one of the problems with James Fred Lovejoy is he rushes. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Well, I'm just saying everything you're saying is right. I believe it is one. I'm just saying, can we get there in that 2 week mark?
Okay, so let me finish doing intros. So I want to introduce Tanya Myers. She's an author. Can you tell everybody your book also, and what you're doing, please?
Hi. The name of my book is called Enough Already: Tips and Techniques for Overcoming Self-Doubt and Narcissism, James. So I'm going to send you an autographed copy for free. So to help you out because you clearly need to do this because like as Anthony was saying, the reason why we're in some of the positions that we're in is because of some decisions that we made and because of our mouth, the he said, she said that they clearly can help you with. And in 2 weeks' time, my brother, you're not going to be able to necessarily fix that. Haste makes waste.
I said 2 to 4
Makes
weeks. 2 to
waste.
4 weeks.
Haste makes waste.
My brother.
My brother.
So listen to the people who are subject matter experts. That would be Brother Lovejoy and Sister TJ.
All right.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Power
Y'all got
to
my
the people.
100% attention.
All right. So, what's up, Kinetics? We got a question. Said, covenant agreement. A wise man once said, never sign a contract with someone who gets paid to break it. Okay. All right.
Huh?
What? Huh?
Covenant agreement.
Wise
A wise man once said, never sign a contract with someone who gets paid to break it.
And how does that apply in this instance?
Okay, because I'm not understanding.
Isn't the covenant between the couple?
Yes.
But
Okay, the two people, not necessarily between you and TJ, right?
No.
Okay.
The reason we sign it as witnesses that you said that you are going to walk this journey, no matter how hard it gets, you're going to walk this journey. We're in agreement with it. How can two walk together except they are in agreement? Two is always better than one, as the Bible says. So when one fall, the other shall lift them up. There's always agreement in two. So I'm not understanding.
Don't give it no more thought right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to hand it over to Lovejoy and TJ as we wait for the other significant others to check in. So Lovejoy, TJ,
Yeah.
I'm handing it over to y'all. It's up to y'all how far you want to dig into your book or what part you want to dig into the book. Go.
Okay. So again, a part of the things that we do initially when a couple comes in, because clearly there's some issues, and what we've learned doing this, is that when a person is talking to another person, what comes out of the person's mouth and what the person receives in their ear is two totally different things. Mm-hmm. What we try to do is bring the frequencies together so that the person can understand what the other person is talking about. Oftentimes when a person's in a relationship, you start a relationship, sex is involved, okay, and get ready, I hope there's no kids here. Sex is involved, the sex is bomb.com, and then you get there, but we didn't talk about other things that was of interest to the person or that the other person didn't like. All we know is that we got together, we had fun, now we want to be together because we think that the sex is going to continue to be this way every single time. And so we make decisions based off a certain feeling, I'll just leave it at off a certain feeling, rather than talking and rather than communicating. And so by the time they get to us, we're having to, watch this, guys, this is going to trip you out, we're having to unravel a lot of the mess that people have learned in church.
Come on. I hear you.
Yeah.
And delve there.
I'm going right quick. I'm adding Mrs. That Guy Leonard in the house. She's in.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hey, guys. I ain't finna say nothing else tonight. I cut my light off on y'all.
Go ahead, Lovejoy. You got the floor, Doc.
So what we then do is once they come in and they're in our office, and we applaud them for the effort to even coming in and sit down and talk to us, because most couples don't even want to talk about it at some point. So then we do what we call an assessment. We assess if you even like this person. How are you still attracted to this person? Do you even want to talk to this person? And so we assess this, and then based off the assessment, we then put something in place, and then they have to go through the book. And I'll let Tashara take it from here.
So after the assessment, we find out usually what the couple needs to work on the most, whether it's intimacy, lack of communication. Sometimes they just don't like each other, period. So we have to go back and figure out what happened to break down the relationship. And then we go through the circle, which is in the beginning of the book, about how you build relationships and the things that happen to break the relationship. And then we teach them the kind way to communicate. But Tony, you go through the circle with them.
All right.
So-
we also now have Miss Jessie Marche on with us. So this is going to be a very interesting show.
Woo. So I want to pause
Hot
and
in
make
here,
sure. Do anybody have anything to say?
I have a question.
Yeah.
First, how do we get the book? Secondly, if people couldn't get into a class or the course with you, is a class done virtually, or can it be like a self-paced study as well?
Okay. Good question, Tony. So what we do is we did it with James and Jesse. I'll mail you your book. The only requirement that I'm asking is do not try to do anything in the book without instructions from us.
Okay.
Here's what
See,
we
I was
Why?
ready to go at it. I was
Why?
ready. Like time the book came in the mail, I was ready. Like
No.
I went over her house. I'm like, baby, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go through this thing. Let's make it happen. You know, I think we can do the book in 3-4 days.
And
Let's
y'all-
get it done.
And you about to get divorced before you even get married. Because you ain't got no instructor. Right? You ain't married and about to get divorced.
Right. So Tony, to answer your question, once we send you the book, that's a disclaimer that we give people. Do not try to interpret the book, because what happened is you'll end up in a worse argument, because that's been the problem. He
Okay.
said, she said. So we have to explain certain things in the book. For like if some guys are out of town, something like that, we do virtual. If you can't come into the office, we prefer you to come in the office so we can feel the energy, feel the vibe, see how much you hate each other. Because you have to sit on my sofa.
And it's
And my
small.
sofa is
Yes,
small.
itty bitty couch.
So that means you got to be close together.
You got to be close together.
But what if
so-
they don't like each other like that?
That's where it starts. See, because one of the things that I've studied, I've studied when I was in the intelligence community, I studied body language. I can tell if she crosses her leg opposite of him, okay, we got a problem.
See, don't give it away, love Joy.
Okay.
They can-
But
they'll be able
to
to-
finish answering your question, yes, Tony, we could do it virtually. We like to put eyes on you.
Right.
We do, but we can do it virtually.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you all travel to meet the couple as well?
So we
Good question.
are starting to do that, Erica, now. Our practice is very unorthodox. Like even for a single person with me, some of the men that come to counsel, I'll roll up on them if they at their son's football game or something. Or
Right.
I'll meet you at a coffee shop and we can do life that way. You don't necessarily have to come in my office. I'm still gonna bill you regardless. So I'll come where you are, which makes it a little bit more comfortable for some people because they can't get to the office.
Right.
So we've learned how to be unorthodox and creative in our approach to therapy. I'll just show up on you. So yes, we will do that. We will do that.
Pull up on you.
Okay,
So, what
guys-
about a group session? Like if you had couples with a breakout, are you guys working on like some kind of group workshop? Like even if take the 4 black guys, if you just did a group session with all of us and had breakout sessions. I'm not saying that anybody's having any problems. I'm just saying, we would be a great beta group.
For sure.
We are working on
Oh, there
having
go that term
a marriage
again.
retreat actually in the coming months, and also having marriage groups. So that
Okay.
I don't
That
want
would be
I don't
nice,
want-
a
I don't want to see James Fred get chopped in the throat, man.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
First, listen. listen. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, so what I want now is I want you to go into a portion of your book for tonight. For those who are watching and have any questions, if you're doing with something in your relationship or something's going on, please queue up your questions because I'm sure they're going to answer. But what I want you guys to do, Tashara and Lovejoy, go into just a little bit of the book. Go maybe an exercise, a little tiny exercise or something, so people can get a taste of the book, and maybe there might come out some questions out from that. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, you want to start?
I want you to talk about the circle, and then I'll do kind after that.
Okay, so I do this thing with the couples where it's called the circle of trust or the circle of life. And I create this circle so when you're dating, when you're getting to know a person, you're creating this constant circle. You can't tell where it begins, and you can't tell where it stops. That's how we build. We build this circle. We continue to build this circle. I'm at his house, she's at my house. What do you like, Erica? Do you like spaghetti? Do you like lasagna? No, I don't like that kind of stuff. Do you like, okay, let's stop playing games. Okay, do you like missionary? Do you like doggy style? Do you like your hair pulled? Do you like a thumb in your butt when we making love? Then when you finish, do you want to smoke a cigarette? Do you want to jump right up? Do you want to cuddle? Do you want to do all these things? So we're creating this circle. What did she like intimately? Does she like to be talked to? Does she want to sit up under you? Do she like the smell of cigars in the house? Do she not like the smell of cigars? Do she like that you drink? So we're constantly making this circle. Then one day what happens is, and I'm just using Mario as an example, Mario lies to Erica about spending money. And then she knows this $250 is missing from the account, from the joint account. Well, maybe we had a joint account together. That's part of building the circle. And then the lies happen. And so all of a sudden we have a break in the circle. The circle now is compromised.
Okay.
The circle is now compromised. So now we got a gap. What is the gap? The gap is deception and lies.
Okay.
Kind of like
now watch this now. So now the circle has been broken so we can tell what the problem is. Because once we get to that point, there's a break. Then something else happened in the relationship where, watch this, Erica may have had childhood issues where she don't trust. And because of the lies and deception, now she don't trust Mario. Now we got another gap in our circle. The circle now is compromised. So then what I do, I said, so how you can never go back and rebuild the circle. You have to start afresh.
Brand new circle.
We have to start talking about things, communicating things. So now, anytime Mario decides he wants to spend money on something, he has to now, in order to rebuild or create a new circle, he has to communicate more. Y'all see what I'm doing? Communicate more. Hey, baby, here's what I'm doing. Do you mind?
Man, I don't want to do all that talking, man.
Okay. See,
Mario got a dash.
You're gonna have.
And so,
But look,
That's good.
Now
Keep
watch
going,
this.
That's about right, Mrs. Myers.
So once the circle is broken, what we tell the couple is trust now has to be not earned, but built again. And watch this. You can't determine how long it takes another person to start trusting you again.
That's good. That's
Okay.
good.
That's good.
And so what you cannot do is saying, well, I've been doing this 6 months. I've been doing all this stuff for 6 months, and you still got a problem with me? Well, you broke the original circle. And now we're trying to create new habits. And so it's not up to the other person to determine when the other person heals. Here's my basis.
That's good.
So Lovejoy,
Huh?
Lovejoy, let me. I want to play the devil's advocate a little bit tonight. Okay.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
So what if so the trust is broken, right? And you know, whomever in the relationship it has been trying to build this back, and it is taking quite long. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's up to the other person to come back come back around so that the circle can be completed. But how long is long enough?
You got about 2
So,
weeks, and then we got to talk about something.
And when does the person who has trust issues or something like that own up to, or is that part of building a circle? You own up to, okay, I'm clearly damaged and I need to not hold my spouse accountable forever and a day to
right.
right my issues. Is that part of making the circle better?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer Steve's question first, and then Tanya, I'm coming right down to yours, which is gonna be interconnected.
Okay.
And
If
then
we're
there's a
gonna
third
use the
question
premise,
coming through.
if we have to use, and I use this as my base, 1 Corinthians 13, love is patient, love is kind. If it's truly love, love sees the best in others. It does not behave itself unseemly. It seeketh not its own. It's not easily provoked. Love is patient. Love is kind. So if the person is in a posture to heal, coming to yours, Tony, in a posture to heal, then we're going to be fine. Again, we can't put a time limit on it, however. But if a person has dealt with past issues, maybe childhood issues, and they can't get over the hump of just forgiving that person, then you need to come see us individually. Not only as a couple, but we got to make sure that you get healing individually so you can be the best person or the best version of yourself that you possibly can be.
Okay.
Okay.
I got another question for you. It says from Miss Brenda. Thank you for asking the question, Miss Brenda. Is forgiveness a part of rebuilding this trust? And do you mean by forgiving the other person or forgiving yourself? Go ahead.
No. Forgiveness, and this is something that I not only do I teach couples, but this is for everybody. Forgiveness is not even for the other person. Forgiveness is for you.
Also,
Whether a person has wronged you or not, forgiveness is never for the other person. Forgiveness is always for you, because as long as you hold on to hurt and malice, those things starts to eat away at you. The other person has moved on, whether it being immaturity, they moved on, they doing something else, they off to hurt the next person, and you're still holding on to 13 years of hurt. So forgiveness is not for the other person. It helps in the relationship, but forgiveness is never for the other person. Forgiveness is always for you. And that's part of the healing process.
okay.
So I want to ask: when you talk about the circles, is one giant circle, or do you have circles for each kind of issue in a relationship? You know what I mean? Like you said, it starts off with the dating, right? So do we have a circle for sex? Do we have a circle for communication? Do we have a circle for finances? Or are we just talking about one big old circle?
One big circle. Because all of those things are interconnected. All of them. We can't do this circle, then stop, and then go over here. We're jumping onto something else. Everything is together. And the two shall become
One.
One circle. One circle. Does James keep his house clean? Is Jessie a neat freak? Does she have OCD? What's going on as far as decisions that are made in the house? What's the rhythm of our house? And that's how the circle is then created. The circle is then becomes thickened, or it then becomes binding. Things are connected in there. The love, the sex, the life, the finances. How do we handle our finances? Are you going to work, baby girl? You're going to stay at home. That's all a part of building this one circle. And what you'll find out is the more you build, the thicker the circle get. And once it's over time, what'll happen is the circle is not easily broken.
I think Erica had a question.
I do. I would like to know, do you and TJ disagree based upon your own gender? Just simply because you see things differently. You see things from a male perspective, and she sees things from a woman's perspective. And how important is that when you go to counseling?
That's good. That's a good question.
Well, one, we disagree all the time, because And it's gender and also generational. So we're also into different generations. So I see things totally
You're
differently.
a millennial.
And
Um,
Lovejoy is old.
Lovejoy is
Hey
old. She
man,
called
he got
Lovejoy old.
that's not what I was saying. He's just not in the generation I'm in.
you're a millennial. He's Gen X.
Hmm.
Now Gen B, C, somewhere in there.
Dang, go ahead, TJ.
Okay.
So I see things differently. And what we've had to learn is it's not that either side is right or that one side is above the other one. We've had to come as a team in agreeing on things, not as far as roles. That's completely different. This is we come linear on communication. So if I have my opinion, he's learned to respect what I'm saying. Not that I'm wrong. That's just the way that I feel. My feelings are valid. So are his.
The fact that you are a millennial means that y'all are wrong most of the time. No, I'm just
Yeah.
That being me, y'all be getting us mixed up. My generation is okay. It's the way
So Lovejoy,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna bring us back. These circles, people can be married 30 years and the circle falls apart.
Yes.
Do you and TJ suggest circle tune up on a regular?
Yes.
Because I mean I know people that have been married, and once the kids get ready to get out of high school, then they don't know what to do with themselves, and it's like the circle that was so great and awesome that was totally built on the children is now in shambles.
I can
So
answer that question.
okay, go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
walk around butt ass naked when your kid's gone. That's what you can do. You can walk
That
around and
aside,
let it
Mario.
swing, player. Huh?
So what we see there, Tony,
But that doesn't fix everything all the time.
It does. If you letting it swing in the wind, butt naked around the house, no children.
Mm-mm.
Come on. Come on. Go ahead, Lil Joe. I'm sorry.
No. I appreciate it, Mario. Thank you, man. So now that's what I'm gonna tell most of the couples. Okay, just stay together and just walk around butt ass naked. So
Butt ass naked. That's free. I ain't gonna even charge y'all for that.
And wait, and let it. Make sure you let it swing.
Let it swing.
Right, let it
well
swing.
done.
Right.
Hey, James, some men can't let it swing. Okay, so let's keep moving. Okay, so let's go back. So Tony, what happens is that circle was never ever even a circle. It was based off very shallow way of thinking because they put their time and a lot of energy when the kids got here, and their focus has shifted. In a relationship, it has to be, remember these words that I'm using, it has to be built on something authentic and organic. And
Like what?
happens is,
Like what? Give me for instance.
Right.
allowing that person to be themselves, but learning to appreciate that person and learning to adjust, and that the relationship is ever changing.
Say it one more time.
Yeah. Say that one more time. That was good.
One more time.
Allow the person to be who they are, but understanding this perspective that the relationship is ever changing. The person you fell in love with in 1990 is not the person who you're with right now.
Right. I understand that.
Mm.
Because
Love
Stephen
her.
and I, we're trying to, because I've seen and watched and witnessed so many circles come apart. And we have these kids, they've only been here like 4 years. And I'm like, I don't want my circle to be all about them. And then in what is it, the boy's 11 now, in 8 years, when he go off to whatever he going to now, Stephen and I have absolutely nothing in common to talk about other
Right.
than, okay, I'm like, so I want my circle to be built, Trump tight for as Trump as it can be. And I do have to say that Stephen does let me be who I am, which can be a lot sometimes. So I will say thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Or maybe he doesn't.
The fact that you recognize that is very good.
That's the point.
That's
You
good.
recognize that I can be a tad bit too much. The problem in most relationships, remember I told you we have to check our pride and our ego at the door, because in most relationships, a person would not admit their imperfections. Remember, they dealt with them all their lives, so they've been able to cover them up and pretend to be something that they're not.
So you guys are asking people to be mature. Each person in this unit has to possess a level of maturity, even with themselves, coming into a session with you guys that you're requesting. I know it's he said, she said, but we can't come into it pointing fingers that the other one just sucks.
Well,
You
there
have
go
to
James Craig.
you have to
He said
own
mature.
your own foolishness.
That's the reason we signed the covenant. There it is. We signed the covenant because what I'm asking you to do is take responsibility of your actions and your decisions.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, see,
We're not pointing fingers. We're not pointing fingers now. What we're doing is accepting all of our craziness, all of our insecurities, all of our imperfections, all of our childhood trauma. We are accepting these things. And what happens is, what you don't realize is you bring all of that mess into a relationship and you expect the other person to deal with the foolishness thereof. Thus, it shortchange the relationship.
Okay.
So you're asking something from the other person, like, how come you don't want to be around me? How come you don't touch me? How come you don't say these things to me? Well, what we found out is that was a childhood trauma, abandonment issues, isolation issues. So what we're asking you to do is own your stuff. While we're working together, own your stuff and we can progress.
But what if they know from the beginning that you are a dickhead? Like, I know,
Erica,
like I know I can be a dickhead sometimes.
So just don't.
all the time.
Don't what?
say something.
Don't what?
Just don't be one. How about
Well,
that?
see, that's easier said than done.
Not really.
Because-
Not really.
No, he's used to being.
No,
one.
I mean, I'm serious. It's.
Yeah.
I try not to be. I try to. So I can fly off at the handle sometimes.
Okay.
I just like the littlest comment, and I can fly with it. Like I can take it and go. Like if you say good morning, I can take that and turn it into a whole conspiracy. What's so good about it? Why are you talking about this? Why are you saying good morning to me like that? How come you didn't say it like this? Why aren't you? You know, that's
So you
me.
need some individual counseling. That's what I heard. Did you hear that, Anthony?
Yeah.
I need you to pull up on your boy while he out there making movies. Pull up on him.
So that
Y'all, we stepped all over Erica. Can Erica ask her question?
Yeah,
Yo, baby.
I was just
wait a
going to
minute.
make
Jessica
a
came off mute.
statement or an add-on to what Lovejoy was saying. He was saying that, or you and him both were saying, each person has to own their stuff. They have to be open and honest about they're crazy.
I knew you was
And
gonna say that.
I wonder why. But you were giving examples as to why they won't own it. And one example is because they feel like it's okay because in other relationships, the mate accepted that. And they were able to get away with it in a previous relationship, or their family has accepted it. So they feel like, okay, well, what I'm doing is not wrong because everybody else doesn't have a problem with it.
Right. So Erica,
Say something to
James,
that. Can I tell you something? Say something about to that?
Sure.
Love Joy.
Yeah.
I got before I married my beautiful wife. I was damaged, and I can admit that. You know,
Well, you old thuggish church boy from DC, so
yeah. So my first marriage shattered me. You know what I mean? And Mario watched me go through this. But what I could not do, right? What I could not do was take my girlfriend at the time and my future wife. I knew that I had to change because I knew that previous relationship didn't work. I knew there had to be something in me that needed to change, and I made as best as I could because my wife knows me better than anybody else, and I'm sure she sees some things I can't see. But I made it my point that I cannot take the damaged Stephen, the wrecked Stephen, the Stephen that went through the insecurity time, the times of insecurity. I could not take that into this relationship. Because if I did, I'm putting on something on her that she did not deserve.
How did you do that?
I had to change. I had to take a self-examination and say, this is, man, let me tell you, I'm not going to go through my issues, but my wife saw me with my indecisiveness. She saw me go through my insecurities. And thank God she was there to help build me back up, right? But I knew that I could not take that to this relationship, not fully, and put that weight on her. So it's a decision that you have to make about what you want to do in this next relationship or in the current relationship. If you a dickhead, you might need to get a circumcision. I don't know, but if that's hurting your relationship, you know what I'm saying? You might need to circumcise something.
Michelle asked the question: how long has each couple been together?
Okay. How long have we been together, Erica? Be 8 years.
That's a man thing to say. Go ahead, bro.
Married 8 years. I've known you for a total of 42.
God.
Say what now?
Dated for 2.5 years. Well, 3 to 4 years, really.
When?
I've known you for 42 years, since 1987.
Okay. Yeah, we met in high school. We dated our 2 years in high school.
Oh, okay.
Went to college together, didn't date. Then reconnected as grown people, as fully, and that's the thing in of itself. I'm gonna go back to that. Go ahead, Steve and Tanya. How long y'all been together?
We've been married 11 years. We've known each other 14.
Known each other 14, married 11.
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Oh, that's how y'all met.
We met online, yes.
Wow.
Really?
So it can work.
It can work.
Look, the Tatara said, "Oh,
Yeah.
So you
No, the
Because
reason she did that is because we talk to so many people who are trying to date online, and we hear the horror stories of dating online.
Yeah.
So there is a protocol to dating online. There is a method to dating online. You must understand that it's a lot of frogs. You kiss the frogs and keep it moving. You don't stick and stay. You don't buy your dress the first day you go on a date. So there are things you have to think about and be aware of when you date online. Some people that date online, they're desperate and they just want to get married. So it's like, no, don't do that.
So
that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Huh?
You literally saw this thuggish church boy from DC online.
I did, and I was
And
like,
chose
yes,
to-
that is my sweet baby. All the tattoos and everything.
you ain't got no tattoos. Stop. You got tattoo there. Hey, look, wasn't a thug when you got
No, he was quite sweet. He was like, he put his hand in the small of my back on the first date, and I'm like, oh, that's a husband right there.
Oh, I love it. He knew what to do.
He did. Took us 3 years though, so it wasn't quick. It was not quick and or whirlwind. Mario, come on, y'all didn't know me until what? We were about to get married. Then he was like, brought me out for real. Remember, I was a secret for a long time.
Well, he had told me about you. You wasn't a secret to everybody.
Well, maybe not you, but the rest of the people.
Yeah, told.
That circle was messed up. The circle was messed up. I was a secret. Lovejoy. We need to talk about that. I probably still got some damage.
No, you don't.
Can we get on the couch, Lovejoy?
Let me say something. I'm gonna hand it over to
Fred and Jess.
Okay. James, y'all want to go tell how long y'all been together?
A year.
1 year.
Oh, so we got a good mix.
Oh, ain't that sweet?
So let me just say this. Let me just say this about Tashar. Tashar is an OG. Y'all would never, and I'm speaking to what you just said, Tony. Y'all would never know who Tashar is dating. He takes care of her. Nobody knows who this cat is, and he treats her well.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Tashar wants it.
Look at that smile.
Also
Right.
Look at that smile.
Right, that's what I was looking at. The face lit up when you talked about him, though. See,
but watch this. Tashar also tell people this. This is the hint that she gives people. You need to date somebody that's between like 38 and 45.
I knew she was gonna say that. It's an older dude. Mm-hmm.
for her generation. That's what she tells them. Go get you one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you will never know who this cat is. All you know
Okay, I
about
have
him is,
2 questions.
okay, all you know about him is he put something on her finger, and I'm not sure if y'all seen it.
We saying it.
Oh,
It hurt my eyes.
oh, snap. Okay, Nancy.
I don't even ask questions because she's not talking. So apparently they have this little rhythm that they got. Like, okay, I don't need everybody to know who I am. I don't need everybody to know who my man is. He's taking care of business, and we're good that way. That's why I said she's an OG when it comes down. So, yeah. So the secret part don't really bother me.
Huh? Say what?
Well, I have a question for TJ. Why that age range for yourself, and why keep it quiet?
The men of my generation are not as mature as somebody who is a bit older than me. I'm 35. So men my age are still finding themselves. They're still trying to become financially stable. I'm already there. They are playing video games, doing things that are not on my playing field. So somebody older than me, they're already established. They can help take care of me if I needed that. They can communicate. They know what they want. And so I'm not left in limbo or trying to figure out what's going on because they like to establish things. And I need security. And somebody my age can't provide security for me.
So you like Generation Y, my generation?
Yes.
No, you're X.
X. Okay.
You old like the rest of us.
So she likes Generation X.
Well, you said what was the age range? The max on it was like 46, wasn't it, or something like that?
45.
I say 38 to 45, but my partner is past 45.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's your reason for wanting to keep it quiet?
I believe in privacy. Social media causes a lot of issues in relationships, and outside voices cause a lot of issues. So I don't ever need somebody seeing him out and thinking they can message me or say something about it, or my friends meet him and they think he's attractive or they want to know what's going on. And then people on the outside, like if my mom is saying, that's not the person for you, I don't need the outside voices. We like it, it works for us. And so that keeps down the confusion.
Okay.
I have people commenting, and I can see it on the live stream from Facebook, but it's not coming up over here. What's that about, Jane?
Say what now?
Are you on your own feed?
I see people commenting on the live stream from our Facebook page.
From your page?
I'm looking at the Facebook feed from our page, but it's not coming up over here. And they're making some pretty good comments, but it's not coming up over here.
Yeah, I'm not pulling up everything because I get to pull up stuff.
Oh, but I know. I just mean period. They just not coming up in the stream.
Oh, okay.
They're
It's
not
not gonna
coming
come
up
up on our. It's not gonna come up on our side till I pull it up.
Okay.
Michelle says her and her husband been together for 21 years, married for 21 years, together for 24. They said they met at work, and the rest is history. He's my best friend.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So let me ask a question before we let TJ go forward. How important is it for your spouse to be your best friend?
Wow, really, Erica? Okay.
I would say that's the number one thing. A lot of couples that we get who come in, they just genuinely don't like each other, or they don't like to spend time with each other. They get on each other's nerves, and it's almost like it's bothersome to be together. But if you're friends with somebody and you start there, then that's what you build off of. If you don't have that, and then later on something happens, it's easier to be like, well, I didn't like you anyway. Off as friends.
Stephen, we were on vacation. I kept saying it was a couple of other couples there, and they kept asking me and Stephen about each other. And I was like, I like him. I like I like Steven. And they were so stuck on you love him, love him. I was like, I love him too, but I like him. I can
Yeah.
sit and do a whole lot of nothing with him because I just like him as a
Ah,
person. And they could not even wrap their minds around that. They just kept going back to this love. I was like, but do you like him? you know?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because he's from DC, and ain't a whole lot coming out of DC that you can like. So
Better than
go ahead.
Detroit.
I'm from Lansing. Thank you very much.
don't matter. Same thing.
Same
Close
difference.
enough. Close enough.
Well, I believe in a marriage for me that
Really?
my husband has a couple of best friends.
Mhm.
I have one or two best friends. And you have certain friends that you go to for certain things. I believe that my husband is my best friend, but there are certain things I would rather talk to this girlfriend about or this guy friend. My guy friends are mostly gay, but he doesn't, I don't think he comes to me about every single thing. He goes to his ratchet friends for ratchet stuff. He goes to, when he needs spiritual conversation, he calls a particular best friend when he needs, and I can go on and on and on. But I think we're best friends when it's time to be best friends for what we need each other for.
Hmm.
That's the
Okay.
way I see it.
Okay. That's good. That's good. I'll go with that.
There's some stuff that I talk to Tanya about, and then there's some stuff I don't. And I'm sure she does the same thing.
You said she was like, "Oh, really? Oh, I done gave you this
but
whole
when the
good
rubber
stuff over here."
Anthony, we need an assessment right now.
But when
So-
the rubber meets the road, and I need somebody in my back pocket and on my hip, I know that I can go to that woman no matter what has gone down,
Right.
Mhm.
and I can tell her what's going on.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. You
And
know what
I
I mean?
trust that she won't. I listen to this. I trust that she will hear me and listen to me and won't judge me unless it wants something to be judged. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that she will hear me and listen to me, and we'll deal with it.
And
Tashara.
Well, I think that's probably one of the best things a person can be is your best friend. I mean, especially when you connect on a certain level. I'm a technical guy. I'm a nerd at best.
You think?
And so I met somebody who
at work.
appreciates my nerdness.
Both of y'all special.
Ooh. Ooh.
And
Let's hear.
I get a lot of times I can get discombobulated a lot. Like I have projects going on when I'm trying to shoot videos and edit videos. Plus I still have a janitorial service that I run. So a lot of times my days and stuff get jumbled up. And it's her who can unjumble that. Even when she doesn't realize it. It's the energy. It's that connection that does it. And for me, that's a wonderful thing. Without it, man, I think you go crazy.
Edwina said, "I think you have to like before you can love." Is that true, Lovejoy? TJ, do you have to like before you can love?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
I
Love
would
is
say, how do you get to love if you don't like them? I mean,
Well, no, because I mean, you can get the cakes. You know what I'm saying? You can be the chef and get all the cakes, and you think you're in love.
and
I think you gotta know.
that's a false sense of love that we call lust. And then
Mm.
eventually, at some point, it shows its head.
right.
And your relationship has no depth to it because it was based off a feeling. And I tell people, feelings are fickle, and feelings should be called visitors. They come and they go. And we shouldn't base anything based off our feelings. Love is not a feeling. Love is an expression of actions.
Say that
There
again.
you go. There you go.
Feelings come and go. Feelings are temporal. But love is not a feeling. Love is an expression, and let me say it like this. Love is an expression of a committed action. Prove it, Lovejoy.
Prove.
For God so loved the world that he committed something to us.
Mm-hmm.
What was the commitment? He gave us Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to make this spiritual or biblical. What I'm trying to do is establish a premise. So if you're basing your relationship off sex rather than a process of action, which is love, you don't have a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You have what we call in our office a situation.
A
Wow,
situation.
situation.
And situations can be complicated.
And a situation can be complicated.
It's complicated. Boy, that was good. That was real good.
All right, so TJ, she's going to go through the KIND part, which is an acronym, and I'm going to let her go through that before we start wrapping it up. Michelle here says toxic relationships often start with lust instead of love. I can agree to that. I can agree to that. All right, TJ, go through the acronym KIND with us, and let's go through that.
All right. The acronym KIND is what we use when teaching people how to communicate. The K stands for keep your composure. So in a discussion, James was shaking his head, but in a discussion or an argument, the first thing you have to do is keep your composure. Don't fly off the handle. If somebody says good morning, there's no reason for that. You have to.
I get defensive quick. Like
why?
Like when you, because I'll be ready. You know me. I'm all for it. Like
He
I'm
sound like Madea from Tyler Perry.
I'm all for it. So
no reason to be defensive.
Listen, when I hear them words, we gotta talk. I'm ready for it. Like let's get it. Like let's go. What we gotta talk about. And as soon as you open your mouth, I'm at you.
Okay.
Why, James?
On to I.
Huh?
Wait, no. So once again, do K one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, do K.
K, keep your composure. So remain calm in the discussion.
Keep your composure.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay, so let me jump in right here for K. Once we tell people K, I then jump in and say, so when we communicate not to respond, James, but we communicate to understand.
I'm working on that. I really am. I'm working on the understanding.
As he responds now.
Right.
I'm working on it.
But why is that a problem for you, though?
Huh?
Why is that a problem? Why do you initially feel the need to defend or get back or come back?
I don't know.
I can answer that.
What?
He's a dickhead.
Well, that's but I don't know where it comes from because I didn't used to be like that. I really didn't. I don't know if maybe past relationships got me like that. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, let me ask Miss Long. Miss Long, why do you think that is?
He just answered it. Past relationship.
Past relationship.
So you carrying stuff.
I can show care and concern, and he flips off. I said, spend time with your son this weekend, and he went to the left.
I hear stuff different.
Hold on, he correlated that to me thinking he makes bad decisions. I'm like, how does that even match?
See, I hear things different.
So Jesse, we call that the ant trail. We call it the ant trail. When a person becomes immediately defensive of a caring and concerned response, we now have to stop and put a moment of pause there and says, okay, fella, we need to go talk about your history and why are you in a defensive posture? Well, that's a defense mechanism, and that was created by something tragic that happened in his past.
Something very traumatizing.
When you have been traumatized, we learn to cope. It's not a healthy coping mechanism, however, but we learn to cope, and we learn how to deal with it. So if he heard anything that has the tone or the frequency of sounding like somebody else, immediately, without him even thinking about it, he becomes defensive because it sounds like something somebody else says,
Mm.
but the other person meant it for harm. You didn't, but it still sounds like the same thing that the person did. Does that make sense?
That sounds like
Gotcha.
crazy to me.
I got it. Keep your composure. I got
Damn.
it.
No, I was
I
gonna
got
coin a phrase from Erica.
Like-
That's
Like
that's
Tashara, I got you.
particular crazy.
Keep my composure. From now on, that's what you're gonna hear. All right, let's go.
All right.
Okay, but hold on. Mario, you saying what now?
I said I was gonna coin a phrase that Erica uses. She said sometimes that's your or my particular crazy. When I do something or I fly off the handle about something, she says that's my particular crazy.
And I will say most everybody has their own particular crazy.
I like what my wife says. She's when when you start a relationship, it's about how much crazy you can put up with, how much of the person's crazy you can
Yes.
put up with.
But guess
All
what,
right.
guys? You know
What?
what's funny to me?
What?
It's not funny, but we'll make a statement like that, and we're not supposed to bring craziness into a relationship. We're
Is
not.
that possible?
I was
And by
about to say, how do
crazy,
you
Right, is
not
that possible?
bring crazy in?
Right.
by
Okay.
crazy, I think I would mean more of like some of the PTSD or something that they struggled with at some particular point in time that they might not even be aware of themselves. Which I have never having these kids. I'm seeing how childhood things can happen and how kids can evaluate them and come up with their own reasoning, and as adults we did the same thing in our little limited minds, and we grew up with that crazy. Plus, if we grew up in the church, some of the things that we were taught, like women, you got to have a man that do this, and everybody didn't even realize that Isaac was depressed and just pitiful when he saw Rebecca, but they thought he was oh so wonderful. But I'm like, he needed Zoloft, he needed Lexapro, y'all, and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I mean by that particular brand of crazy. Just what because there's some things sometimes even that I don't even realize are still in there that only Steven can touch because he's so close to me, and things that he can do that I'm just like, that brought something up, because most people they don't matter to you, so they wouldn't even touch that scab.
Okay. So let me just say the reason I said that is we all have. I'll use the word challenges,
Okay.
and my challenge then is met with your challenges, and then they start clashing because they're exactly that. But how do you fix it? That's why I said I don't know if we should bring our challenges in the relationship, but unfortunately we do. How do you fix that? Revelations 12 talks about it. It says, so we overcome our challenges by two things: by the blood of the Lamb and what we talk about. So from the onstart, there should be honesty and building the circle. So guess what? My daddy abandoned me, so I have abandonment issues. I'm really looking for another daddy. Yeah. Or I have issues, but watch this. I'm not a strong man because I was raised in a house with a bunch of women, and so I didn't see the example of what a man should be in his responsibility. And so you're asking me, Tanya, to go change a flat tire or to make certain financial decisions, and I can't because I didn't see that. That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. What if I brought that to you and said, hey, look, listen, since we're going to be on this team, here's my weakness. Now, I can dribble the ball down the court, but when I pull up at the three, I got to pass it off because I'm not good at three. You guys are on the team, and the more that you talk about your idiosyncrasies, your vulnerabilities, the more you talk about those, realize that you're in a relationship with your friend, and you can share your vulnerabilities, because guess what's going to happen? If love is built properly, the Bible says love covers your imperfection. Or it says it like this: love covers the multitudes of sins.
So let me one real quick, Steve. So
Okay.
Tashara, the question I have is, So with dating an older man like that, wouldn't that bring the potential for him to have more crazy because he's
Challenges.
been through challenges because he may have been through more than what you're used to? Wouldn't that, I mean, not your man in particular, but I'm just saying in general.
Yes, but also with age, I believe you learn more how to handle challenges. So I found that yes, they have gone through a lot, but as you get older, you have more of a reference point on to how to deal with things. So knowing
Okay.
more about life, things that I may not know, and being able to give wisdom to things is a little bit more with somebody who's older than I am.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think that with TJ, she has a receptive personality to I think that's one reason why older men like younger women, because her attitude is of such, you know what you're doing. I want to learn from you. And when you're with a man that's your
Is
age,
it? Is
you
it?
kind of feel like,
Is it?
Right. Yes.
I know as
Are
much
you
as you
projecting?
do.
Because
You
that ain't
grown,
what I
I'm
got from
grown.
her.
That's what I see
No,
from her
no.
when she's
Honestly,
talking about
Tanya,
this Generation Xer.
she's exactly right. That is Tashar's. That is her disposition.
I'm
Really?
Tashar's a
submissive.
very strong. Tashar's a very
I can.
strong woman. I'll say this: can stand on her own 2 feet financially, professionally, has her own business, but she has this position about herself where if the person is authentic and genuine in their presentation, she can still learn and she's open to that. That's the reason she ain't gonna tell none of us what she's doing. Her and whoever that is, that's between them. But
I see
but
that,
watch this.
Lovejoy. She's taking her pants off in the relationship. Even though she's a boss, I hear it when she talks.
Look,
That's good.
look. Tashara will
Steve, you
leave.
ain't gonna be,
Steve,
you gonna be a
just
2-hour
stop.
show
Just
tonight.
stop, Steve. Right.
It's
Just
gonna be a
stop.
2-hour show tonight.
Okay, can I just say this? Here's what I've learned. Here's what I've seen with my own eyes. Tashara, if her phone goes ding and she's in between, check this out, in between clients, because we have clients back to back. I go to an office, then go to another office, then go back to my office, then go. If Tashara has a break in between, I've seen this with my own eyes, and that phone goes ding, I can always tell it's him. Because you know what's gonna happen? Tashara just left work. Now she a boss now. She a boss, makes good money. Tashara would leave work and text me, I have to take him lunch. What? But watch
That
this.
not.
But
That's
watch
not.
this, y'all. Watch this. Tashara stays 5 minutes away from my building. She's not going to a restaurant. Sometimes she does. She's not going to a restaurant to pick it up. Tashara's going home to cook him something, take it to him, come back, and never miss a beat.
Oh
If
my.
you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. That's why she got that ring.
Right. That's where that ring came from.
All
Where that
right.
ring came from.
Okay. What I want to do is I want to get through some of the comments, guys, and I want to
Okay, yeah. I can't see him.
Right. So Miss Edwina said, with your family, you can love and not like, but in a relationship, you cannot love if like
if
is
you
not
don't
there.
like. That's good.
100%.
That's
That's
good.
good,
Say
Edwina.
that again. I missed it. Say that one more time.
With your family, you can love and not like, but in a relationship, you cannot love if like is not there.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, I can agree with that. I
That's
agree.
good.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
Here's a
with that.
question for Miss
Jess.
Jessie.
At Jesse,
At Miss Jessie Long, what are some of the issues you discovered about self since you've been in your relationship?
That's a good question.
that's
None.
Just say she good.
That may be too personal.
My circle's straight.
That may be too personal.
Well, I can. She.
Hold on, you can't be talking for Jessie.
Long.
They
Go
all
ahead,
your
Jess.
I have
business.
figured out that at 42, I like stuff a certain way.
Uh,
And it's hard to, I don't want to say trust, but relinquish what I've been doing for
relinquish.
42 years with a
Mm-hmm.
19-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's about, it's hard to just let go and trust somebody else to do what they
What
said they're
you've
going
been
to do
doing.
and what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. I
Okay,
see
so
that.
guess what, Jesse? So I would classify you as far as in your love language as acts of service. What fills your love tank and what's going to fill your love tank is when a person said that they're going to do something, they do it. That's going to fill your love tank. That's going to cause you to now start relinquishing some of the feelings that you have because you've done it by yourself.
James, you
And
taking
nobody's
notes?
going to come and disturb that rhythm. So when another person's come in, he has to be able to speak your language to fill your love tank. Otherwise, it's an exercise in futility because you're never going to get to the point where you completely trust that person with the care of your life. And then relationship, that's all relationship is that we're going to team this thing together and I'm going to trust you with my treasures. That's what relationship is. So the person's gonna have to speak your love language, and I'm talking to the person now. They got to speak your love language, and the person has to calm down, listen to understand, not listen to respond. Because in relationship, what we learn about women will tell you exactly what they need in details. The problem with us as men, we don't hear it because we don't communicate that way. I tell Mario, hey Mario, what you ate for dinner tonight, man? Mario gonna say macaroni cheese, fried chicken, and Erica put some salad okra on the side of it. I asked the same question to Erica. Erica, what y'all have for dinner? Well, I was tired of Mario, so I went to the store and I got some ground beef, and then realized got the ground beef home. It expired, and then I had to pull out some chicken in the freezer and had to unthaw it. But I did not want that. But because he liked fried chicken, I decided that I would just go ahead. And then I decided, do I do cabbage or macaroni and cheese? Erica, I asked you what y'all have for dinner.
All of that was dinner. All of that. All 5 hours of that was
That
dinner.
was not good. That was
Exactly,
simple
Tanya.
question.
Thank you, Mrs. Myers.
And you
All of
gave
that was dinner. All the thought and action that went into that was dinner. You just sat there and ate the benefits of what was done. But that whole trip to the grocery store, I get you, girl. I
It
get
was a
it. That was
partaker.
all dinner.
you see my point though, Tanya, you
I
see my
got it. You
point?
circled the runway. I got it. It was a big
Okay, so
runway.
when Jessie is talking, and she's probably told James a million times in this 12 months that they've been together exactly what she needs. The problem is what comes out of her mouth and what he receives in his head. There was a breakdown in communication, and that's
So
what
what's
we try.
I?
Right. We got to get to I, N, and D. And James
We don't
bringing
want to
her
give
up.
y'all
Let her get
everything.
it.
We don't want to give y'all everything.
Well, no, we got to
Okay.
get through kind.
We got to get through
Okay.
kind.
All right.
But
Go ahead.
look,
Go
I
ahead,
think
Charles.
I think this is I think we got to do a part 2 to this because
Okay.
I got a whole bunch of questions.
I wish
You know,
I could see him. I wish I could see him, man.
Even in this, I got a whole bunch of questions, man. But let's get through con first, and
Okay.
then we'll come back with it next week with some of the questions that I have because I know that some other people got more questions than what they boy, Brenda's having a whole interview over here. James Fred, what have you discovered about Jess that you didn't know about her? That's a good question.
Well, let it go.
Look
Get
at
this
this
time.
Brenda
Go ahead and get that
Holyfield.
part out. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
go ahead, Tashar. Go ahead, Tashar.
As a review, James, what is K?
Keep your composure.
All right.
That was good. That was good. That was
10
good.
points, James. 10
Give him a
points.
star.
I is intentional listening, and that's where you listen to understand, not listen to respond.
Intentional listening. I think Anthony Love you. We just hit upon that.
Jesus.
Intentionally listen. So,
Yes.
guys, if you're in a relationship, you
Help
got
me,
to
Lord.
listen to what your significant other is saying to you,
Help
and
me,
not try to
Jesus.
interpret what they're saying. Go ahead, Mario.
Our
What if
Father
it,
who art in heaven.
what if what your spouse is saying it takes so long to get to the end of it that your ADD kicks in and you like get lost in the sauce?
Or what if you just don't want to hear it at that time?
So
Like, let's just be real.
sometimes you get as women, spouses, we can forewarn our husbands, I'm about to circle the runway so that he can brace himself for the long, because I do it to Steven a lot. I'm circling the runway. That's like when so he knows, okay, she just about to go on a tangent. And because sometimes when we do all that talking, we might not really want what you think you're supposed to tell us. We might just need to circle.
Right.
Is that true, Erica?
I have a comment or a question.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
She about to
Uh-oh.
circle. She about to circle. Everybody get ready.
Okay. Okay, so in related to this statement you just made about women being long-winded, I get frustrated with my husband because his ADD kicks in when I'm talking, but I feel like, and I really do love my brother-in-law, but I feel like you can talk to him about something stupid for a whole hour. But if I start talking to you, it's like, babe, can you please get to the point? Really? Where are we going with this? And I feel like, why don't you have time to listen to me? But yet you can do something what I deem as silly for an hour talking about foolishness.
Oh, wow. Mario?
Steve, come back right now. Right now, come back, because I'm finna use you as an example. Okay. And Tanya, you can bear witness. Me and Steve can have a conversation, and I bet you if Tanya's sitting there, we can have a conversation like this about several different things. Just bap, 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 bap,
And
bap.
they use 6 words and grunts.
And that's how men communicate. We're short, we're direct, we're to the point. That's about how, or at least I can say those are how the people that in my circle that I deal with, that's how we communicate. But I'm saying typically that's how most men communicate.
Right.
Unless you're a great orator like Lovejoy, y'all preachers, y'all know how to line them up like box cards. But when guys could talk to each other, it's just boom, 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 and then another topic, then it's boom, 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 boom. So we can tackle several different topics in a very short period of time. That's just how we talk. We don't spend a long time in a conversation about something.
Well, I like to
Hold
on a second.
And that's the conversation right there. That's it. We know what it means. We know what he's saying.
And anybody that knows Mario Leonard knows one thing he loves to do
I don't like to
is talk.
I don't.
So in there, I have seen their text messages that they send to each other, and they are quite cryptic. So, and they understand what they say to each other, and so sometimes Steve would be like, "While he's driving, can you text this?" So I type a paragraph because I feel like we need to have all of the English language in there. And they know that that's not from Steven. And I'm not defending it. I'm just saying they are very cryptic when they talk.
But he's not in a relationship with a dude.
He's not.
He's in a relationship with 100% woman. And there are times when Mr. Leonard will need to compromise on that.
Ooh, sound like we need a couch session.
Yeah. So Erica, let me jump on your side. Let me jump on your side and say this. When Mario stood in front of all those people, and what Mario said, this is the absolute best that I can do as far as finding somebody who can fit me. So in making that statement in front of people and in front of witnessing before God, what he said is, I'm willing to listen. Now watch this, Eric. I'm going to say something about you that I'm not sure if you ever heard before.
Okay.
You are what we call a narrative speaker.
Okay.
You talk at a pace that is telling a story.
I've heard that a lot.
Okay. So when you're talking to a man, even if he doesn't have ADHD, they're on the edge of their seat like a good book, like finish it. But because that's not how you process conversation, you have to make sure that you are articulate in your presentation and you want the person to be clear about what you're saying. With the guy, Mario now should take this position, and I'm not blasting my boy. I love that Negro. I love that truck driving Negro.
Well, blast him.
Has to take a position now of this is the way that my wife communicates. If it takes her 2 hours to get this story out, dadgummit, I got to sit here and listen for 2 hours.
And not look like you sitting there. Like,
Right.
oh my God.
You saw my position?
But look,
Yes.
But Erica, but then there are times that you're going to have to give the Cliff Note version.
Amen.
Because you're in a
Praise
relationship.
the Lord, saints. Praise
Right.
the Lord. Praise
Okay.
Praise the Lord, saints.
I'm
Yeah.
willing to compromise.
Yeah.
What's in?
But that has to be on both parts.
That's true.
Sometimes he's going to have to hear the whole concordance of Erica talking. Then there's sometimes Erica going to be considerate and says, you know what, he did drive this truck 12 hours a day. I'm not going to do him like that. Y'all see the compromise?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So yeah.
That's good, Lovejoy.
That was good.
That was
Okay.
good.
It was all right, Lovejoy. It was all right.
Hey, come on now. Come on. Own up to
It
your
wasn't all
challenges.
that now.
Okay. I'll take it.
What's in? What's in?
What's in?
N is no negative words. So no insults,
no what?
negative words.
No negative words. Is that what you said?
Yes, no insults, no your mamas, none of that.
Ooh.
Tashara,
Yes.
Oh.
y'all might have to change that one. That ain't going.
Hey, look, it's got to be
We-
kid instead of
Right,
God.
we're gonna. It's like, can we come to some sort of consensus, compromise on that or something? Because
So,
Here's why, James. Here's why no negative words. Proverbs 18:21 says, death and life is in the power of the tongue. You don't realize
That's
when you
true.
release those negative words, you don't know if that person had been dealing with stuff in their history, and that's a trigger for them. Now you're deeper in the hole because you chose to go for the juggler. We're
Yeah.
not trying to go for the juggler. We're trying to build our relationship. We're trying to use building blocks. So we use words of life, even in tough situations. Now, one thing Tashara and I disagree with, I don't believe in a such thing called fighting fair. It's an oxymoron. I'm from the project. You pick up anything you can and bust his ass across the head. That's how I was taught. Tashara seemed to think that there's a way that you can fight fair. And fighting fair is not try to get the other person back. Well, you know what? Watch this. And we've had this happen. You know what? You got a small penis. The last man satisfied me. You negative words.
what
Now
if I
you
say
just-
I love you first?
What?
Like, what if I say I love you first?
But your mama?
It-
I
right.
love you with your mama.
Right.
You just canceled out. I love you.
That's it. That was good.
So this is a thing too. If we love our significant others, isn't it our goal not to wound them? I know, because I could be very quick-witted and sarcastic and I can cut, but I have no
Yes.
desire whatsoever to
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute.
no desire whatsoever to wound Stephen and to break his spirit, because that's not the result that I want. So I make sure that most of the time I make sure that I don't intentionally hurt him, because I grew up in a family where we'll get you real quick, get you off of us with a sarcastic thing. And Stephen didn't grow up like that, so he doesn't necessarily know how to fight like that,
Wait,
right?
whoa. I'm from DC, homie.
No, that has nothing to do with how you grew up, because your people do not do that.
Okay. So,
You guys talk it out.
Let me just do what I just did with Erica.
Uh-huh.
So when one of the things we do too, you have to take a test.
Mm-hmm.
So I would know your personality trait versus Steven's personality trait. And I can just tell you right off the bat,
Lion.
you are a double-digit lion.
Uh-huh.
That means you say things, you use words as tools, not to hurt, but to say what you have to say to get your point across. You all the way down 65 in Montgomery, while Stephen is still up here in Birmingham.
This is true. I'm gonna come back and get you, baby. Don't worry about it.
You see, that's my point.
Facts, Charlie.
You are
Facts,
a
Delon.
very sharp tone, and that's because of upbringing. Well, and I'm like this too. And Tashara tell you, I'll say something quick, and I'm gone. I move from that, and then 2 days later, you hurt my feelings. I'm like, damn, I did what? I hurt your feelings. When you said such and such, I'm like, and we business partners, so I have to be mindful of everything that I say and do because we're business partners. We get into it, but my tongue is sharp, my voice is heavy, and when I say things, my presentation has to be that of understanding, that of compromise. You're a sharp girl. You're quick with words. You going to the next thing where you done hurt your dude, and he's still up in Birmingham, and you getting off the expressway down there in Montgomery somewhere.
Okay, can we go back to this test thing? You said we got to take a test?
An assessment.
Well, you do an assessment, and then you take a personality test. So I'll know that you are a camel, a lion, a monkey, or a turtle.
Oh, James, you're the monkey. Don't worry about it.
No,
That's what you said, but
Yeah.
Tashara, what is Jessie?
A camel.
She's a camel mixed with a turtle.
Turtle.
James is a thoroughbred lion.
You said James is a horse's ass. Is that what you said?
The reason I said that is
not thorough horses.
and the reason I said that is if you were on my staff at the church, you had to take this test. I did
What
not,
is this? Is this the DISC test or this something different?
No, I'll tell you about the test. But what happened is I couldn't talk to Jesse because if Jesse was a turtle and I'm a lion, I'm off to something else while Jesse is still quiet, methodic in her thinking. I'm gone. That would irritate the shit out of me.
You're a double line, yes.
We do the personality so you guys will know how to live in harmony, and you can find the rhythm of your home. That's the reason we do the test.
That's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, that's very good. Okay.
Tashara.
Next letter.
What's D?
D is do not shut down. So meaning don't just walk off from the conversation. Don't stop communicating. To keep going and press through in communication. But if you KIN, like the likelihood of shutting down is slim to none.
If you get
Say what
the
now?
first three,
If you keep your composure, if you're listening to understand and not respond and not insulting the other person, then the likelihood of shutting down is
James.
very low.
No, Tashara, now we can't do that.
There's a whole lot of
See, because listen, she shuts down before I even get a chance to get started.
I don't shut down.
Because you stopped at keep your composure, so she shut down because you didn't keep your composure.
Right, you
sir.
messed up that K, sir.
You weren't listening, so that's why she shut down because you knocked her off her square at K.
I do be listening.
I be listening. If she said, "Can we talk?" You're already defensive, so you mess up in the beginning.
I'm ready. I'm just ready for it. That's all. I'm ready. I'm ready for everything you got to come at me with.
And she feel all that heat. Y'all are
allies.
James, that's some bitch assness. I mean, you're coming to her like you're the female. You ready?
Hey! Don't put me in a position where I got to fight nobody. Go.
James, I didn't mean that in an ugly way.
Damn,
But
you say that to a
you're
man.
acting like the female.
No. So that comes from. Listen,
Damn.
check this out.
You threw me
Check-
out there.
I'm sorry.
Hey, let me lessen that blow, Erica. I know one couple where the dude is like that. The
Like
dude,
James?
the
He's a
dude's
big
like
man.
James, and the woman is like Jesse.
Oh, okay.
She'll sit in there and she'll be quiet, and then he'll just pop off. He's already defensive. If I say something that sounds crazy that he hasn't heard, now he think I'm against him. Then he go on defensive. He already well, I've been because he may be watching. So, but we have a couple that's like that.
I apologize, James. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Actually, you good. I am not overly sensitive. You are
Okay.
good.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay,
Love
so
this show.
do not shut down. Here's an issue that I have to deal with.
What?
We see the issues that I have to deal with.
What?
But if when I talk, I get real passionate when we're talking, and it comes across as very aggressive and
That's it, Mario. That's
right.
it.
If you get watch this, if you get me and my family in a room with each other, you'll think we about to knock each other out. Because we are in the throes of passionate conversation. Everybody is loud, talking to the top of their lungs, screaming, da da da. But that's just how we communicate. Now,
Nobody's
Erica, on the
listening.
other hand, can't deal with that. She thinks that
Y'all some
she'll
loud
shut
niggas.
down on me when I do that, and I'm like, I'm just telling you how I feel. You know, I'm
Okay.
just talking to you.
Yeah, but Mario, you're not married to your family. You're married to Erica. And you have to create the rhythm in your house. So
Sign me up, Lovejoy. Sign us up.
Oh, now you want to sign up for the course?
Yes, sign us up.
What I'm saying is we have to find out what works in our home.
Mm-hmm.
I can't come to your house, Mario, and kick my feet up on your table.
Mm-hmm.
I just broke the rules.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come here and say, why you pay your gas bill 5 days after it's due? You can't do that. That's violating the rules. What works in your house does not work in your dad's house. Your dad has established his rhythm in his house.
Mm-hmm.
So if your wife tells you this is what I need in order to feel safe and secure, then my job now is, because if I'm going to be the man, I have to set the tone, the atmosphere, and the culture of my home. The
That's
tone, the atmosphere, and the culture of my home. I have to do that, and I go in with the understanding I'm going to understand what this girl is talking about. Not derogatory, but I want to go in and understand. Because David seemed to suggest that I should dwell with her according to knowledge.
That's in the book.
Then he said something like this: it's better to dwell on a tin roof in 300 degrees weather than in the house with a very, he says, cantankerous woman, but that's a brawling woman. So we have to know how they are. If I know when I come home, Tanya been dealing with these kids all damn day, she may have an attitude.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him before he get home,
Yeah.
She's gonna tell me
right there.
so he'll know.
Hey, player, when you come to the door, this is what I'm dealing with.
Right.
Okay. So now if I know that, I'm gonna say, I tell you what, baby girl, here's what we're gonna do. That's the rhythm game. I'm gonna get the kids. I already got dropped Kingston off at football practice, so I'm gonna get baby girl, and I tell you what you do. You go get your glass of wine or whatever y'all do, hang out, talk to your friends, and unwind. When I get back, here's what I expect.
It's so funny that you say that. I didn't even realize that that's what we were doing, and that's what my expectation of him is to get this rhythm together. I always say, we need the bull in the pen so that it can keep everything else flowing right. It's like I tell him all the time, I need you to come home because the little cows is cutting up, and we need the bull back in the pen to set some order in the house, and I do that all the time. So I didn't realize that's what we was doing, but that is what he does when he comes
That's
home.
exactly right.
And they all know, Mr. Steve, come home, let me get it together. Because I'm like, your daddy on the way? Yeah. I already told. So yeah. Okay, the rhythm in the house. I like that.
I like that. That's good.
All right. Go ahead. All right. So we man, we have gone long tonight, but I believe this has been a great show. And I think we need to do another one, Tashara and Lovejoy. I think we only touched just a few things, man. And if you guys are willing, let's come back next week.
I got it now. I don't even need the book. I got it now.
No, you don't.
I got it.
No, you don't.
Negative.
I got it.
I would love for us,
Negative.
and clearly Erica would too, to have like a retreat
Yes.
and
We could do
and
it.
go through it. I think that would be great. Now, would we be able to receive from them guys, women? Because they know us. Would you guys be able to receive from Lovejoy and TJ? With us telling like maybe some most intimate parts, that's another thing to think about.
Let me say this before y'all answer. I've been doing this 27 years. There's nothing, I told this to a guy today, there's nothing that I haven't heard. There's nothing that's going to surprise me.
It's not even about what you haven't heard, but it's about that whole representative that shows up as part of what you were talking about earlier, even when you were saying we're supposed to be vulnerable with each other. Sometimes with in groups or in friendships, you had to put on that face, or we're taught in church, well, we gotta look the part.
That was to my point. That was to my point.
Go ahead.
That's nothing I haven't heard or even seen. So my friends, and because I'm a pastor too, my friends can talk to me on the level and they can share with me, and I'm never ever going to expose them or make them look bad or feel bad. As a matter of fact, I can appreciate when they do become vulnerable, because that lets me know, do I trust you enough to share my most intimate and deep, dark place? I trust you with this. So I'm in a position of honor that they, if you guys decide y'all want to do this, we come and we'll come or we'll invite you guys up. However y'all want to do it.
I think we need to take a trip to Cancun and do it in Cancun.
Hey.
Or Ghana. One of the two.
Hey, man, I ain't finna go to Ghana.
But let me just say this as we exit, Steve.
Yeah.
One of the illustrations that I do when a couple comes, I did this yesterday, I'll turn around and open my refrigerator and give them a Pepsi.
You ain't got no
Give them
Coke?
Pepsi and or Coke. And I tell them, while you are talking, keep shaking the bottle. Keep shaking.
And then open it up on them.
Hold on, let it finish.
Keep shaking while you're talking.
Uh-huh.
So about 40 minutes into the session, I'll then tell them, now pass your spouse the bottle. Pass it to your spouse. Would you want your spouse to open that bottle?
No.
See,
That's
look,
what
they thinking. They thinking.
I said
Like,
no.
it depends on what we're talking about at the time.
But when we have arguments, that's
Go
what we're
ahead.
doing. The pressure is building up.
That's
Uh-huh.
true. Very
Press is
good.
building
Very
up.
good.
And you pass that off to another person, and guess what happened?
What?
You want them to open up. You want them to open up.
Mm-hmm.
But what you gave them was something that has been under pressure for years.
Boy, look at you.
That's good. That's
Stop.
good.
Look at you. Boy, you something else over
All
there.
right.
That's
all
good.
right.
So
That's
now
good.
tell them to open up. No, we'll never tell them, but that's exactly what you do.
'Cause you sitting
When
there
you
shaking the ball.
impose the pressure of your life on them and you're not being considerate, why not go ahead and open up that soda? Because if you open up, it's going to create a mess. And you're going to get everything inside of that pressurized bottle.
That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good.
Boy, look at you.
I gotta put that in a sermon, Doc.
You know something.
Steve, you can fade the black on that, son. You go ahead.
But I want to give some information first, guys. What we've been talking about tonight is relationships and marriage. Tonight we're gonna do it again next week if everybody is willing to come back, and we're gonna talk about it.
By next week, we're gonna be good. But yeah, come on.
We're gonna be kind and
All of
smart.
that. All of that.
Right. And we're gonna deal with our circles.
Yes.
Look, it's already going. Look.
And Mario's
I'm not
gonna
looking at you,
listen
I'm
to my
looking at Jesse.
long-winded conversations.
And you're gonna give some more cliff notes with that too. We're all working together. We're all working together
Great
here. Look at that. Good job, TJ and Lovejoy.
Good.
Hey guys, do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Yes.
When you're creating your circle, because some of you guys are going to be reintroduced to the person that you're married because you really don't know them. When you're creating your circle, don't add a third party to it.
Say we're gonna be
All right,
reintroduced.
say about
to our
that's stuff
spouse.
we need to be talking about next week. Save it, Tony, because you know you might be spilling all. the stuff.
Okay, all right.
Save it.
We need a Patreon after show.
My wife told me her representative.
We've been talking about that. A Patreon after show for you
I'm
guys.
just playing.
Oh Lord have mercy. All right, guys, this is the book. Anthony Lovejoy, TJ Childs. He said, she said, a workbook on using kind. What's the K again, James?
Keep your composure.
Keep your
What's the D?
Huh?
Don't shut down.
Don't shut down.
Don't shut down.
I got it, man. Let me tell you something. Next week, y'all ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. The book gonna be completed, and we gonna be on one core. We good.
They said you can't do it without them. You can't do the book without them. What you talking about?
He don't follow instructions with
You
him.
don't follow instructions, good.
That whole
watch.
intentional listening, he just
We got it.
I believe in you, James.
I listened to
I don't.
everything they said. I got it.
You take the
Let's
hell out
get
of
it cracking.
Anyway, once again, this is the book, the workbook, and using kind communication and relationships, guys. This is awesome. This was an awesome show. I don't
this
care
was
what
good.
It's a good show. We're gonna try it again. We're gonna do it again next week, guys, because we need to
Y'all
talk about
stay
sex
with us.
and some of the other stuff we dealing with, kids and money and all that other stuff. We didn't talk about any of that tonight, but hopefully we can get into some of that next week. So
We gonna
I'm
get
gonna
into
do a quick roundtable, guys. We only got 3 minutes, so make this quick. Any final thoughts, Mr. James Fred?
I got it. That's all I gotta say. I'm good. We got it. Workbook done. Let's go.
Jesse,
I'm good.
that guy.
George Bush don't like black people.
Mrs. That guy.
This is so good. I mean, I have learned so much tonight. I feel renewed already.
You do.
Thank you, Lovejoy, and thank you, TJ.
You gonna put some of that emotion.
Already.
Whoa. What?
Wow. Okay. Y'all know where my mind went. Y'all know.
Right, my mind went there too. Right. I'm
Don't
sorry.
do that. Don't do that on this show.
All I heard was
I
motion.
open up
Like-
something else.
Thank you, Brenda. She said this is good to help couples remain together in healthy relationships. That's what we're here for. That's what the 4 Black guys are here for. Not only do we do political stuff, guys, we do relationship stuff, we do money stuff, we do all kinds of stuff to help out the community because that's why
And-
we are here.
Sometimes we do shows where we ain't talking about absolute nothing.
Right.
So-
We have a Seinfeld show.
Right.
Those are fun too.
Absolutely nothing is going on. Tanya Myers,
Yes, dear.
do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, this was great. I just can't wait to get the dates for the retreat. So, and I can't wait to learn about these personalities. I've always been intrigued by that kind of stuff. So I've read a couple of books, but I've never heard of the lion, the turtle, and the camel. So I would love to
How
learn
many
more
other
about
animals
that.
is it?
That's it.
Okay. All right, Tanya, right quick, please. I want you to. We only got a minute left.
Right quick, he said. Don't
Right
be
quick.
circling.
Don't
I
circle
say
around.
35% by switching my insurance to Geico.
Not yet.
Good.
Tanya, go ahead. Tell us about your new product that you have coming out. We got to plug while we're here.
So I am starting a podcast called Take Two with Tanya, where I'm talking to women who are going into the second phase of our lives and how we are dealing with that, what we're doing, just concerns that concern women. So TJ, I would love to have you on my podcast as a guest. I will reach out to you. But that's going to launch October 1st. I'm working on it right now. Take Two with Tanya.
Okay.
All right.
Erica, you could be on there too, girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Jesse, I ain't
there.
gonna leave you out. If you want to talk, Jesse don't talk much. So
I'm good.
I listen.
okay. Yeah.
Make time for me because I'm gonna talk very slowly, Tanya.
Shit, that's gonna be a long show, girl.
But it'll be great.
Quick thoughts. We're overtime.
He already told you.
I already told you.
He saved money with Geico.
He saved.
And do not go to Stone Age Korean barbecue.
No, ain't nobody going to cook their own food. That's ridiculous.
All right. Nope. TJ, final thoughts.
Thank y'all for having me on the show.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Michelle said, "Why did I get married 3?"
That's what we gonna be in Cancun. Why did I get married 3? Except it's gonna be better than the Tyler Perry movie.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, hit the like, hit the share button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Everybody put your fours up. Everybody put your fours
Everybody
up.
put your fours up.
Everybody put your fours up. We'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.